Hey everyone, I'm Wednesday. We are here at the Insomniac Records Studios about to break down my upcoming track, Fever Dream, which drops Tuesday, May 7th. So when I first started writing what is now Fever Dream, I was coming off of my Heartbreakers Club EP, which was also with Insomniac Records, within rotation. And I had this idea in my head that I was going to be going off of that vibe. So very much a club-ready record, very much a dark, thematic song. What it was versus what it has become is completely different. And the reason I bring this up is I think a lot of producers think that songs are very linear, or the creation of songs is very linear. And that was something that I needed to learn, was to be flexible and be okay with changes and be okay scrapping an idea that you've spent a lot of time on. So that's kind of why I want to bring that up today. So this is actually what the original demo that I sent my vocalist was before anything else. And so it was really, really empty. It was really themey. But I didn't really have any direction of like what was going to go on top of this section. So if you're familiar with Heartbreakers Club, then you know that this song is very, very similar to my song Emergency. So the original intention with this song was to find some sort of cool sample, some sort of female voice, pre-drop vocal into the drop. But nothing worked. Literally nothing worked. I tried my own voice, I tried splice samples, I tried movie samples, and it just wasn't impactful whatsoever. And so fast forward, I decided that the best route would be to find an original vocalist and to tap a singer friend of mine. Her name is Annaca. She's absolutely wonderful. At this point, we had met a year prior at Miami Music Week, and I absolutely love her voice. It's so ethereal. She's an incredible songwriter. And I thought if anyone can help me do something with this, it's her. So this is Annaca, who's the amazing, incredible vocalist on the song. Thank you for being on my song.
Oh, thank you for asking me.
So I guess kind of where I want to talk about it is when you first got the demo. Well, it's actually a really funny story because I sent her the demo and she noticed immediately that my song was in 2 different keys.
No, the thing is, it sounded really cool.
Yeah.
It had this it was like almost like a drone
Yes.
sound, and like it did inspire me to write the lyrics.
Yeah.
So.
But I was laughing. I was like, it's every producer's worst nightmare. You send someone a song and they're like, what key is this?
So I think it's only because I was trying to sing on it and I was like.
So I guess what is your process? Because there's a lot of songs where I think sometimes producers are in the same room. In this case, because both of our schedules, my travel schedule specifically, we didn't write it together. I handed her the song and then she sent me back the vocal stem. So I guess what is your process with?
So, I mean, I have loads of different processes. Like, I love it when people send me, like, amazing tracks and it just instantly inspires, like, lyrics or melodies. So I think that's what you did with the one I did with you. But I also play the piano and I write stuff from scratch and I produce. So it's like there's so many different ways that I can create something, you know.
And I guess so with Fever Dream, was this a lyric that you already had written, or was it something that...
It was like a Fever Dream. I had like the little title written down before, but then you sent the track and then it like just developed the idea and it was like, oh, this is the perfect track for that title.
I love that. And it's really cool too because when I sent her the track, she's obviously familiar with me and the Heartbreak House brand, and it fit really well because a lot of songs to this point have either been like they've been very specific in the message, which is like salty or sad or revenge. And with this, it was much more dreamy and peaceful and hopeful in a way, which was really cool. A cool space for me to write in within the topics of love and heartbreak and all of that. So thank you for that. It's really cool. So I want to show, I guess really, I compiled all the stems together, and so basically she sent me her vocal track, and she's amazing because she sent me doubles and harmonies, and I was able to take that, chop it up, do my thing with it, which was really, really fun. And so this is what her stem originally sounded like. Oh, you're not good for me. You're And what's really cool about this vocal too, obviously, again, her voice is very dreamy, but we did a ton of reverb, shout out Valhalla Room. We did a bunch of delay because going into that like fever mindset, I'm very conceptual when I write, so for me, it's like, okay, how can I really tell this story in every sensory aspect, which is cool. You're going to laugh at this. My favorite part of your vocal is this part. I heard that, and I was like, in the heart, I was like, this is such a cool harmony. It's such a cool melody, which is literally why it's in the beginning of the track. It runs.
Funny, because I did that as like extras for like just like things that you can chuck in at the end if you needed to like layer anything at towards the end, and then you sent me the track back and it was like right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Song. I was like, oh, cool.
It's always the funny part. You work on all these different aspects and all these things, and all of a sudden it's a really cool harmony. But again, because that to me was so special sounding, and that's what I just wanted a grabber. So, so then this was her vocal. It was awesome. I was able to take some fun doubles, and so we were able to, again, keeping it kind of within that, like, still high energy tech house vibe. And so, yeah, it was really, really cool. But I guess in terms of the verses, are there any, like, lines that stand out to you that you really like?
I guess, like, the lyrics are about, it's funny that you say it's positive, because the lyrics are actually, like, they are, but
they're not
really.
Yeah.
They're not. They're about being into somebody that you know is bad for you. It's not the right person, and then comparing them to a fever dream and saying that this person's actually a nightmare.
Yeah.
And why do I keep going back? And it's like, I guess it's like question to yourself, like, what am I doing?
Well, and I think, too, a lot of us live in there's, like, this weird, like, Delulu space when you first meet someone because you don't really see any of the bad. You're just so excited that, like, there's this new fun thing that you have the blinders on. So, it's, again, a really, really fun space and concept. And I'm so happy that you're on the track. It sounds so good.
I'm so glad you used the vocals. Thank you.
So, after I got Annaca's vocal back, I realized that it was almost too big for the track that I had, right? I was trying to fit a square into a circle, and that's kind of where, as I talked about earlier, the frustration came, because I was really, really attached to the V1 of this song, but I knew that it could be bigger, and something needed to change and something needed to give. So whenever I am stuck, I watch my favorite movie, which is Romeo and Juliet, the Baz Luhrmann one. And if you followed the Heartbreak House journey and all of that, you know how heavily I rely on inspo from that movie. And so there's a song in the movie called Young Hearts Run Free. It's kind of this disco moment. And that was the catalyst, right? It was Fever Dream, Saturday Night Fever, disco. And so then I started going on this disco deep dive. And so what I came across was Donna Summer. And this is I Feel Love. So I came across Donna Summer, I Feel Love, and that just was the hardcore inspo. And so you'll hear, especially with disco, they kind of just jump right in with strings and everything, which is why the song begins the way it does. It's kind of this homage to this moment. And then if you hear how my track starts. And so I was just really, really excited by just these disco synths. And it's a space, again, that I hadn't really played in before because a lot of my stuff just leans a lot more dark and dry and minimal. And so I'm just going to play this synth for you guys really fast because it's a fun one. And it's just this really simple arpeggiated synth. And I just let it run. And that is the story about how Fever Dream came about. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to kind of my process and, again, how things are able to change over time. And I'm so happy with the final result. I'm so excited for it to come out. Shout out In Rotation for always having my back and believing in this crazy conceptual dream of mine. And I'm really excited. I think this is a great addition to the Heartbreak House universe. It's a great addition to my catalog. It's been a blast to play out. I'm going to tease it for you guys one more time, but I would love if you would pre-save it, download it, buy it, support it. You guys are amazing.
You're my fever.